Dear Goans and football lovers, this is Aleixo Costa back again. Yesterday, Goa Football Association had their annual general body meeting in Panjim. The first issue which I raised was that their registration with the Inspector General of Societies has lapsed on 11th of June this year, and they are having their AGM on 27th of July. I don't know whether this is permissible by law. If it is permissible, the Inspector General has to look into it, and if not, bring GFA to task. This is the first issue which I raised. And even though the registration has not been renewed, the President lied to the general body, and said the registration has been renewed. If it is renewed, the President should produce it in public domain. I say with all integrity at my disposal that the certificate has not been renewed, and an institution which has no valid registration certificate has no business to conduct its regular business. This is the first point. The second point was the junior most vice president started conducting the proceedings of the AGM. I read the rule of the statutes, Rule 22, to the president, which says that the president has to conduct the proceedings of the AGM, and in his absence, he can ask his senior most vice president to conduct. And in the absence of both, the next vice president can conduct. But here was the junior most who was dominating the proceedings. When I told the president this cannot happen and he and his senior vice president will have to move out, they got so wild that they were literally yelling at me when I pointed this out. However, when I was talking, the president was responding, and when all others were raising their queries, the junior most vice president continued his old habits. This is the way the AGM went ahead. The most disgraceful point is that the financial management of GFA. Now they have conducted their annual audit. ICAI, a body called Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and CBDT, Central Board of Direct Taxes, have prescribed a particular format to conduct audit of institutions, private institutions. This specific format should have been adopted by the CA to conduct the audit. Now, on the first page of the audit report, the auditor himself says that he has not followed the guidelines of ICAI and CBDT, and that permission to bypass the guidelines is given by the executive committee. Has the executive committee of GFA the authority to give permission to the auditor to follow his old practice and disregard the guidelines of ICAI and CBDT, which is prescribed for this financial year 24-25? Go into the audit report. Last year, the AGM had passed a surplus budget of 4 crores, more than 4 crores. But their income and expenditure statement shows deficit. How is this possible? When the general body has passed a budget of surplus budget of 4 crores, how can you come with a deficit statement? Then again, if you go further into the audit report, in the receipts and payment statement, the auditor has shown payables and receivables. The expenditure and receipt and payment statement shows what is paid and what is received. It cannot have payables and receivables. Payables is what you'll pay later, receivables is what is received later. That means you are adding entries of the next financial year into this year. I think this is a gross violation of auditing norms and procedures. Further, the auditor, okay, has used two systems, the mercantile system of auditing and the cash system of auditing. You have to adopt any one, either the mercantile or the cash. You can't adopt both. This I had pointed out last year. The same mistake is committed this year. I think the Institute of Chartered Accountants, the Goa chapter of Institutes of Chartered Accountants of India should take note of this and immediately cancel the license of this CA for this malpractice. And the last point, the major fraud. Government of Goa has given a grant of 1.3 crores to GFA to organize Bandodkar Trophy. I won't call it gold trophy. I don't know whether it is gold or silver. Bandodkar Trophy tournament. Out of that, they have spent about 59 to 60 lakhs. Now, where is the money gone, remaining money gone, balance? See, there are specific, when you spend public money, that is government money, when government gives you grant, the grant is given for a specific purpose. You cannot divert that grant to organize something else. You cannot divert the grant for other expenditure. Then that is gross financial mismanagement. This is one. Second, the same year, 24-25, government has given them another grant of 2 crores to organize Bandodkar Trophy. Here, they have brought in 2 foreign teams and have spent 67 plus lakhs on their accommodation, lodging and boarding. And another 90